Yes, what is up? It is time for the Q&A, and I know that it's been a while, and it's been so long, in fact, that I thought, you know what? I'm on the road, but I'm just gonna pull over. I got a rental car. We're just gonna make it happen, and it might be kind of weird for the people driving by, but I don't care. It's about you guys and answering your questions. Q&A is important to me. Also, I'm in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. I'm working with IDG.TV and the UK's Department for International Trade, and everybody's been super cool that I've worked with and I've interviewed and been around, and it's just been a great event. And I'll put those links in the description so you guys can check it out. I was hosting some live streams and doing some content, and it's been fun to get out of the soccer space a little bit and dabble in something else. All right, that's it. I'm done talking. What? No, that's not. Why am I? Let's just get to the questions.
Jimmy, I don't know if you got the snap because of internet problems, but I called it. I said they were gonna come back.
First, your internet is working fine. Second, I want you to email me through someone on my team. Go to ideas@radicalcg.com. That's right, ideas@radicalcg.com, because I want you to make predictions for me in an upcoming episode. Do it. Go now. Also, while this Barcelona PSG game is the topic, I want to address a few comments that were left on this video from last week that insinuated that I was part of some conspiracy media that didn't want to address the obvious bullshit calls by the referee. Every referee, every player, and every manager makes mistakes every game. Every game, and I repeated that for emphasis. So I know the ref made mistakes, but that wasn't my point. My point was that PSG let these plays develop in the first place, either through a lack of possession or bad positioning or no pressure on the ball. And if they had done some things differently, 4 or 5 plays ahead of when the ref called these controversial penalties, then it's not about the ref at all. It's about PSG and how they lost the game. As an example, in the 2006 World Cup, we were playing against Ghana in the last group game, and we needed to win to go through. They went up 1-0, then we tied it 1-1, and right before halftime, we gave up the worst penalty kick call of all time. I was yards away from the referee when he made that call, and I couldn't then, and I still can't believe that he made it. It just defies logic. You guys should look it up. But we put ourselves in that position because my teammate had 2 choices. He could have cleared it up the field or knocked it out of bounds, and instead he headed it back into a dangerous area. So as much as I think the referee's an asshole for making that call, and I still feel that way, we put ourselves in a spot for bad things to happen. So hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say with regard to PSG. Next question.
Hey Jimmy, I was wondering if you could play me in FIFA online.
If you want to lose, then yes, I'll play you.
Do you know any other languages, Jimmy?
I know a little bit of Spanish, but I usually just happily nod at everything else like I know what's going on.
In your opinion, what MLS club would be able to challenge in the Premier League?
All of them, because if MLS clubs could spend the type of money that Chelsea or City or United do as examples, then they could build the very best team with the very best players as well. It's not hard if you have buttloads of money, but here in the States, there's a salary cap, so they can only spend so much, except that they have designated players, and you can have 3 per team in the league, and those guys can get paid whatever. So, for example, David Villa and Andrea Pirlo are 2 designated players for NYCFC, and then the rest of the guys don't make anywhere near as much as those guys do.
Who do you think the greatest American athlete is of all time?
I mean, how does one determine this? Because there's so many factors to take into consideration. But my mind immediately thinks of Michael Jordan, Jesse Owens, Jim Thorpe. These are some old school names, I know. Serena Williams, she is incredibly dominant. And then what about Michael Phelps? The guy's won a ton of gold medals. Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson has to be in the conversation. If you don't know who he is, go look him up on the YouTubes. The guy dominated 2 professional sports, baseball and the NFL, and then he got hurt. So it cut off his career. It's just so hard to say. So yeah, I don't really have a straight answer.
Hi Jimmy, I'm in college now and should be studying for a midterm exam, but my question for you is, what was your major in college and why?
I was a math major because I wanted to be a math teacher, and I still want to be one day. I think it'd be cool, kind of go back and just teach everybody the ways of the world through math. Also, good luck on your exam.
Hello, Jimmy. Who's the best coach in the world of all time and right now?
You guys are bringing the heat with these questions. Or maybe I'm just feeling the heat because I don't have the AC on and I'm in Texas and it's baking right now. I think Sir Alex Ferguson's career at Manchester United was unparalleled. And when you factor in the time and success that he had at Aberdeen, the first club he managed before Manchester United, He managed for 34 total years and won every trophy imaginable and won 35 major trophies in total. That's one a season, and so it's just hard to say anybody else. As for now, maybe Jose Mourinho's best years are behind him, maybe, but he should be part of the conversation, as should Carlo Ancelotti, who's won a Champions League title with 3 different clubs, and he might get a 4th with Bayern Munich, who look excellent right now, probably playing the best I've seen them play all season. And I really love what Antonio Conte is doing at Chelsea. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Diego Simeone, who has to do more with less as compared to Barcelona and Real Madrid. And for him to figure out a way to compete against those clubs on a regular basis and have success is pretty impressive.
What's up, Jimbo? Do you sleep on your side? If so, right or left? Your back or your stomach? Real life questions.
Thank you for the real life question. I don't get a lot of these, so I appreciate it. So I start on my right side so that I can face my beautiful wife when I go to sleep. Isn't that sweet? And then when I wake up, I'm on either side, or my back, or my stomach, because I don't know what happens at night. I must be reenacting some of my best plays from my career. I think you guys know which one I'm alluding to.
Hey Jimmy, I wanted to know if you ever had to deal with any negative personalities on the teams that you've been on and how you dealt with them. Thanks. Love your channel.
Thank you for the love and support. It means a lot. As for negative personalities, however, my suggestion is to get to know them. So take them out to lunch or do something one-on-one with them, and then ask pertinent questions and be a good listener so that you can understand where they're coming from and why they're acting out. Because for me, most unhappiness stems from when your expectations aren't met, maybe in terms of how you're being treated or how you envision things to go. So find out what they're about, and once you do, I think 2 things will happen. 1, they'll feel listened to and respected, which should, in theory, make them more open, or at least to you, in the future, and you might even get a friend out of the deal. And 2, you'll be 1 step closer to becoming a better leader.
With their recent string of results, 5 losses in their last 7, is it really time for Arsenal to change direction? Wenger out.
What do you think Arsenal should do with their manager position? Should they keep Wenger, or should they sign somebody like Allegri or Simeone?
Though, as much as I love watching Arsenal fail, is there any comeback from their failures this season?
Jimmy, why do you always have to hate on Spurs?
Okay, I'm gonna make this one quick because I feel like I've talked about it before. So jokes aside, the Arsenal that people love today would not be that Arsenal without Arsene Wenger. So in that respect, I'm glad that the board is not as reactionary as the fans. I believe that he has earned the right and the respect to decide when he finishes his career with the club, but I wish that he would announce it now, because if he did, then people and his players most likely would do everything in their power to make sure that he ended on a positive note. Instead, this just feels like a really shitty way to end a great career. As for Spurs, I give them a hard time because they are always on the cusp of greatness, but can't ever seem to get there. So it's an easy joke to make, and it's easy to poke fun at the Spurs fans about it, but in reality, I'm a big fan of what Mauricio Pochettino has done to the club, and they have some really exciting young players that are worth watching. All right, that is it. I am done talking, but I will see you tomorrow for previews and predictions from NYC. And if I haven't said this to you guys lately, thank you again for all of your support. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Later.